Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh and Diop. Osiris, the personification of the good, is the son of Ra, as Christ is the son of God. Similarly, the Gnostic philosophers of the 2nd century were inspired by the old Egyptian religion, all the more so because they were Egyptians themselves, and because Christianity first developed mainly in Egypt. The Egyptian nun and tomb clearly correspond to that of Basilides, or to or treasures of seed, in other words, the archetypes and essences of Valentinus, the Gnostic heresiarch who was originally from Egypt and settled in Rome. The Gnostics' Ogdoad, apart from its chief, is nothing other than the Egyptian Ennead. Valentinus' Ennead is composed of 4 syzygies, of eons plus the bushi. As in Egyptian cosmogony, the human being does not appear until the 3rd syzygy. In Valentinus' Gnosis, intellect and truth, the word and life precede man and the church. And Amelino writes, one was right to admire the speculating genius of the Greek philosophers in general, and of Plato in particular, but this admiration that the Greeks deserve without any doubt, the Egyptian priests deserve even more. And if we give them credit for the paternity of what they invented, we would only be committing an act of justice. Egypt had inaugurated from the first Egyptian dynasties onward, and probably before that, a system of cosmogony that the first Greek philosophers, Ionian or Eleatic, reproduced in its essential lines, and from which Plato himself was not loath to borrow the basis for his vast speculations, which Gnostics, Christians, Platonists, and Aristotelians, and Pythagoreans all did only decorate with more or less pretentious names and concepts, whose prototypes are found in Egyptian works, word for word in the case of both the Aeneid and the Ogdoad, and almost that for the Hebdomad. Between Aristotle's doctrine, Plato's doctrine, and that of the Heliopolitan priests, I could see no difference other than a difference of expression. The Gnostics were filling the space between heaven and earth with all types of more or less fantastic worlds that they imagined. Later, they would be taken over by the Muslim Gnosis, different from the true Quranic word, whose survival in Black Africa shows that in that respect also, the chain has never been completely broken. Paradise and hell in Egyptian religions. Without any doubt, the history of the accomplishments of each group of people are intimately tied to the manner in which they solve the problem of death, to the philosophy that they adopt in terms of human destiny. The religion of Osiris is the first in the history of humanity to invent the notions of paradise and hell, 2,000 years before Moses and 3,000 years before Christ. Osiris, the personification of the good, was already presiding over the judgment of the dead in the world beyond the grave, wearing on his head the atu, or atif. If the dead person during his terrestrial life had satisfied the different moral criteria that are too many to enumerate here, he gained the aru, or aura, a garden protected by an iron wall with several gates and a river running through it. This garden is tilled by the spirits, the blessed ones, who wander through it. The roads that led to it are mysterious. The dead one who has to cross a bridge suspended in space and made of a hideous snake who hangs above the gates of hell. The vindicated dead man becomes an Osiris, immortal, and from then on lives among the gods eternally. It is thought that the Aru field, the Egyptian paradise, was used as a model for the Elysian fields of Homer, a contemporary of Pianka or of Shabaka, who is supposed to have visited Egypt according to the Greek tradition itself. And we'll pause right here and continue back with the improbable civilization or barbarism. I'm Uriel. Hi, sir.